Hi students, in the previous video we have seen about historical background of electric charge. So in this video we are going to discuss about basic property of charges. This is the 3 mark question, book back 3 mark question. The first one is electric charge. Most of objects in the universe are made up of atoms. So we know that the atom has center of massive core is called as nucleus. So the nucleus consists of protons and neutrons like parota and salna. But the extra bone piece is always out from that parota. So that is our electrons. So inside the nucleus, protons and neutrons are tightly bound together. These particles have mass. Proton, neutron, electrons. These three particles have mass. It is an inherent property of that particle because in our body we have bones, humans, blood, like this. So these are our inherent property. In earth itself, the gravitational force, it's an inherent property. So likewise, these particles have mass, so that mass is an inherent property of that particle. Similarly, the electric charge is another intrinsic and fundamental properties of particle. So in electric charge is an intrinsic and fundamental property. The nature of charge is understood through various experiments formed in 19th and 20th century. So like induction, electrostatic induction experiment, Faraday gauge experiment, like that. So SI unit of charge is coulomb. So it is always asked for 1 marks. So SI unit of charge is known as coulomb. The next one is conservation of charges. What is mean by conservation? Here the conservation indicates it is constant. The charges, it's neither be created nor be destroyed like energy. Benjamin Franklin, a scientist, argued that when one object is rubbed with another object, charges gets transferred from one object. It's not create or destroyed, only transferred from one object to another. Before rubbing, both objects are electrically neutral. What is meant by electrical neutral? The last video we have seen the proton and electron. These two countings are equal. The number of protons and electrons in an atom is equal. Then what about neutron? We know that neutron is a neutral one. Neutron is neutral. Okay. Then during rubbing, what happens is, before rubbing, both objects are electrical neutral, that we know. So during rubbing, the transfer of electric charges transfers from one object to another. For example, okay, glass rod rubbed against silk cloth. We know that glass is a positively charged object, silk is a negatively charged object. So when the glass rod is rubbed against silk cloth, there is a transfer of charges takes place. So glass to silk charge transfer takes place. So glass rod loses its electron, silk gain electron. So silk become more positive than glass rod. So what happened at the end? So this glass rod is positively charged and the silk cloth becomes negatively charged, which means glass rod gives electron to the silk. The glass gives electron to the silk. So this only happened. So from this observation, Benjamin Franklin concluded that charges are neither created nor destroyed, but we can transferred from one object to another. Let's discuss. So consider glass and silk. So glass rod initially has 20 electrons. Silk initially has 25 electrons. So before rubbing, glass has 20 electrons and silk has 25 electrons. During rubbing, glass transferred the electron to silk. So consider, let it be 5 electrons. So what happened? this 20 electron, from the 20 electron, 5 electrons is transferred from glass to silk. So now glass has 15 electron and silk has 30 electron. But before rubbing, total number of electrons in two material is 45 electron. After rubbing, total number of electron is 45 electrons. So what do you understand from this? Before rubbing and after rubbing, charge is same. So net charge here, the total charge, the net charge is always constant. So it's neither created nor destroyed. So in this case, from this we can understand the total charge in the universe is constant, is always conserved. Charges can neither be created nor destroyed. So we can transfer it from one to another. Okay, understand? So in any physical process, the net change in the charge is always be zero. So remember two terms: net change is zero, net charge is constant. Net charge is constant, net change is zero. Okay, please remember. And the next one is quantization of charges. So in the quantization of charges, from this, what is the smallest amount of charge can be found in nature? Experiment shows that the charge, that is Millikan-Oilroth experiment, in this kind of experiment, the charge of an electron is minus E and the charge of proton is plus E. Electron is a negatively charged particle, so it has negative E, and the proton is positively charged particle, so it has plus E. Here E denotes the fundamental unit of charge. The symbol of fundamental unit of charge is E. We know that SI unit of charge is Coulomb. The charge Q on object is equal to an integral multiple of this fundamental unit of charge. So this is known as the quantization of electric charge. The charge Q on any object, that is total charge Q on any object, is equal to integral, that is integral multiple of the fundamental unit of charge. Q is equal to NE. From this we can arrive this expression. Okay, Q is equal to NE. We arrive this expression. Then here N is nothing but as an integer. It takes 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, and etc. This rule is called as quantization of electric charge. Next, the Robert Millikan is a famous experiment, that is Millikan-Oilroth experiment. The famous experiment found that the value of charge E is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 Coulomb. The charge of electron is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 Coulomb, and the charge of electron is minus, and charge of proton is plus 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 Coulomb. A glass rod, when a glass rod is rubbed with silk cloth, the number of charges transferred is usually very large. In the previous case, I say 5 electron like this, but in reality it is in the order of 10 power 10. That much amount of charges transferred in the process of rubbing. So the charge quantization is not appreciable at macroscopic levels. The largest level, charge quantization is not possible. Hence the charges are treated to be continuous only, not discrete. Which means, what is meant by continuous? It is flows like this. We can't pick individual charges. But at the microscopic level, the quantization of charge plays vital role. Okay. Let's discuss the example 1.1. Calculate the number of electrons, that is N value, in 1 coulomb of negative charge. So 1 coulomb of negative charge is the total charge. So we have Q. So we know that, what is the formula from the quantization of charge? Q is equal to NE. So in that expression, we have to calculate N value. Okay. And the total amount of charge is 1 coulomb. Q is given. E is a constant value. for electron, number of electrons given, so that we can use 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. But we have to calculate number only. So in that case, we can neglect the negative sign. Now, according to the quantitation of charge, Q is equal to Ne, Q is equal to 1 coulomb. So, we have to find number of electrons. Formula Q is equal to Ne, I need N. So, Q by E, Q divided by E. This is the required formula. Q is equal to 1 and E we know that 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. I need the number only. So, I ignore the negative sign. By dividing this value, by taking logarithm or anything else, we can get 6.25 into 10 power 18 electrons. As I said, the charge transformation is very large, is 10 power 18 electrons. This video we have seen about historical background of electric charges like electric charge, conservation of electric charge and quantitation of electric charge, and one example also. In the next video we will see Coulomb's law of electrostatics, a very important law. Okay, thank you.